The history and mystery of Pinot Noir has enraptured wine enthusiasts for decades, but there exists no better place for your liquid education than the Barlow and MacPhail Wines. Well, thanks for having us back. It's great to see you again.
Martin, you're always welcome at our winery.
And your winery is an interesting winery because this is my first time at the Barlow. I've heard tons of things about it for at least 15, 18 months. And this is a pretty unusual spot to taste, see the whole production facility, see everything. So walk us through how you ended up here.
When we sat down to create the tasting experiences, we wanted to take away the pretension of this business. It's really easy to be pretentious and
Especially with
off-putting,
Pinot Noir.
especially with Pinot Noir. So we love the educational side. So our tastings are educational. As far as the tower of wagons that we have, on our wine label, we have there's a stacked wagon picture on our label. And so that was the inspiration to the artist that we hired, a guy named Richard Von Saul from Napa. And he had this great idea, but he wouldn't tell us what it was. All he said is, I need 40 radio flyer wagons. And so then he shows up and he gets it installed, and it's a 30-foot tower of 40 welded wagons to this tower, these steel poles. And he goes, don't you see it? And I still hadn't seen it yet. And he goes, we call it liquid wagons. He says it's wine pouring into a barrel using your logo.
Well, most people know, most wine enthusiasts know that Pinot is a very finicky grape. Very difficult to produce, really, really terrific Pinot Noir. And it's also a grape that is transparent to the region and vineyard block that it's grown in. And it's one of the most expressive grapes. And you guys at MacPhail source specific vineyard blocks to produce some of these world-class Pinots. Tell me about, you mentioned the Pratt vineyard, and that whole lineage is the next evolution of MacPhail takes shape.
Yeah, so one of the things about Pinot that's so fascinating is that it is so expressive of where it's grown. We literally have wines from Oregon all the way down to Rita Hills, but our primary focus is here in Sonoma County and Anderson Valley just to the north. And within each of those regions, there are, I call them nanoclimates, because you literally can have the same Pinot block and same clonal selection in one vineyard and half a mile away, the exact same thing, and it might have slightly different soils, it might have slightly different weather conditions, and the wines taste totally different.
And so people, when they come here, it's really an experience because they can experience the different soils, the different vineyard blocks, all within one location.
Yes, it's really just a fascinating exploration. When people look at a list of 12 to 15 Pinots, it's like, my God, that's the same grape. They're all going to taste the same. But what we love to do here is really show people how Pinot can change from vineyard to vineyard. So we walk them through we'll select different types of tastings to do and go from lighter to heavier. We go from region to region and show the differences between each appellation.
You and I have talked about it in the past about the cycle of life that is grape growing, where you are harvesting something, you're giving back, and you get to consume something from the land. And it's one of the things I think that attracted you early on the Cellar Angels, the philanthropic side of the house that we do. So share with me your thoughts on how the wine industry has allowed you to give back and what that means to you.
Well, ultimately we're community. We're all trying to find ways to give back to our own community. And Cellar Angels has been such a great venue to expand where we're able to share our story. And we love selling wine through Cellar Angels because it expands our ability to give back to people, give back to a bigger community.
Well, it's easy to see the evolution of MacPhail taking shape, so we're very excited to be a part of it, and congratulations to everything so far. It's fantastic.
Thanks, Martin.
Cheers.
Enjoyed having you guys out.
Great time today with Jim and MacPhail Wines. Do yourselves a favor. Do not be intimidated by Pinot Noir. Come to the Barlow, experience MacPhail Wines. Thanks so much for all your support.